The awakening of a philosopher. In the dusty streets of Athens during the 5th century BCE, a man walked slowly, observing the bustle of everyday life around him. His name was Socrates, a man of simple appearance, with an unkempt beard and an intense gaze that reflected a deep curiosity about the world. Born into a family of stonemasons, he showed an early interest in wisdom, which led him to question not only the world around him but also the certainties that his fellow citizens considered unshakable. Socrates did not engage in teaching in a conventional manner. He had no place of worship, nor did he write treatises. Instead, he wandered through the city, seeking those who had something to share. His method, known as meutics, consisted of asking questions that provoked deep reflection, guiding others to discover their own truths rather than imposing his ideas upon them. He could often be found in the Agora Square, where men of various social classes gathered. His voice resonated among the debates, interrupting speakers with incisive questions. "What is justice?" he would often ask, challenging the definitions offered by his interlocutors. With each answer, Socrates probed further, revealing the ignorance hidden behind categorical assertions. As time passed, his dialogues became both a source of delight and discomfort for many. The powerful figures of Athens began to feel threatened by his relentless pursuit of truth. Socrates did not fear confrontation. Rather, he considered it a means of attaining true knowledge. His life was a testament to his conviction: the unexamined life is not worth living. However, this pursuit of truth was not without risks. As his reputation grew, so did the animosity toward him. To some, he was a wise man, a teacher who illuminated the path. To others, a provocateur who destabilized the social order. Though he cared about the city's well-being, his desire to challenge established beliefs and values would soon place him in grave danger. The search for truth through dialogue. As the days turned into years, Socrates' presence in Athens became increasingly prominent. His method of dialogue, known as elenchus, was his preferred weapon for dismantling ignorance. Surrounded by both young and old, he initiated conversations that often began lightly but quickly delved into deep philosophical inquiries. One day, while in the Agora, he approached a group debating the nature of happiness. Socrates, with his characteristic curiosity, joined the conversation. "What truly makes us happy?" he asked, fixing his penetrating gaze on each participant. The men, confident in their answers, offered definitions that included wealth, power, and pleasure. But Socrates, with his art of questioning, began to deconstruct these claims. Is a wealthy man always happy? Have we not seen powerful individuals who, in their loneliness, long for companionship? Each response was followed by another question, pushing his interlocutors to reflect on their deepest beliefs. Over time, the contradictions in their arguments became evident, leading most to acknowledge that happiness might be more closely related to virtue and knowledge than to material possessions. This style of inquiry not only fostered learning but also encouraged self-reflection. The Athenians began to understand that truth was not an absolute concept but a goal to be pursued through constant reflection and sincere dialogue. However, this practice also created enemies, especially among those who felt threatened by the exposure of their own ignorance. The city's leaders began to fear that Socrates' questioning might incite social unrest, challenging the traditions that had upheld order. His courage and commitment to the pursuit of truth led to accusations of corrupting the youth and not believing in the city's gods. A trial loomed on the horizon, bringing with it the possibility of a confrontation that could cost him his life. The trial and condemnation. The atmosphere in Athens grew tense when Socrates' trial was announced. The courtroom was filled with curious and critical faces, some eager to witness the downfall of a man who had challenged the status quo. Socrates, with his unwavering serenity, faced his accusers without fear. To him, the trial was yet another opportunity to engage in dialogue, to present his philosophy to those who sought to silence him. The accusation was clear: corrupting the youth and not believing in the gods of the city. However, Socrates defended himself courageously, posing questions that exposed the fallacies of the charges. Have I not guided the youth toward the pursuit of truth? Is the questioning of beliefs not a virtue in itself? Through his defense, Socrates employed his method of dialogue, leading his judges into deep reflection on the nature of justice and wisdom. Despite his eloquence and the clarity of his arguments, the court had already made its decision. Most of the jurors were more concerned with preserving social order than with the truth itself. The sentence was pronounced: Socrates was to drink hemlock, a deadly poison. Upon hearing the verdict, Socrates displayed remarkable composure. "I do not fear death. I would fear a life without examination, a life without the pursuit of truth," he declared. In his final moments, surrounded by his disciples and friends, Socrates continued his philosophical work. Despite the impending fatality, he immersed himself in a conversation about the immortality of the soul. "There is nothing to fear in death, for death is merely a transition," he said calmly. The discussion became a profound dialogue on knowledge, the meaning of life, and the importance of living according to virtue. Thus, in the silence of his cell, Socrates became a symbol of the pursuit of truth. His death did not mark the end of his legacy but rather the beginning of a deeper reflection on knowledge and ethics. The echoes of his teachings would resonate through the centuries, inspiring philosophers, thinkers, and an entire civilization to question, engage in dialogue, and seek the truth. The legacy of a thinker. The death of Socrates was a milestone in the history of philosophy. Though silenced physically, his thought continued to resonate through the works of his disciples, especially Plato, who documented his dialogues and teachings. Through Plato, Socrates' figure transformed into a symbol of wisdom and the relentless search for truth. The concepts he defended, such as the importance of self-examination and the pursuit of knowledge through dialogue, laid the foundations for Western philosophical thought. The idea that all I know is that I know nothing became a mantra that would inspire future generations to question their own beliefs and seek truth beyond appearances. Over time, Socrates' influence extended beyond Athens. His focus on ethics, morality, and the importance of living a reflective life resonated in various fields of knowledge, from philosophy to education and politics. Later movements, such as Stoicism and Skepticism, incorporated elements of his thought, proving that his legacy remained alive in the pursuit of a virtuous and conscious life. Socrates also taught that knowledge was not a destination but a journey. His life was a testament to the importance of dialogue and reflection, urging all to question their own truths. In a world where conformity is often the norm, his example remains a beacon guiding those who seek authenticity and wisdom. Today, he is remembered as the great philosopher who, through his life and death, left us with a crucial lesson. Truth is found in the search itself, in constant dialogue, and in the willingness to question our deepest beliefs. Socrates' philosophy continues to inspire those who dare to walk the path of knowledge, reminding us that a truly examined life is, without a doubt, one worth living.